Alright, hello everybody, Skyrim here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. Alright, gonna try to keep this straight to the point as much as I can here. There was a lot of fires yesterday across the Diablo Immortal community for the patch notes. As for the, like, in this case here, we'll do a what do we get, or what we're getting versus what we want kind of thing. In this list here, I'm not gonna go over it too much. I'm just gonna kind of highlight a few things. This one actually isn't all that correct either. There's a couple changes in here that were funny that they didn't see was in the global notes. I'm going to put the global notes in the pinned comment down below. A lot of that I've already covered in previous videos, and I didn't want to really rehash the same old topics. And it's really odd as well that they rehashed the same stuff in the patch notes, since they released them a little early last week, and then they pretty much just re-released them again. They added a few more things to go into a little bit more in-depth detail. I'm going to leave that for you guys at the power of your fingertips, the power of the internet, to peruse and read on, at your own time, because I did want to highlight in this one mostly the things that got omitted in them from the Chinese notes compared to the global. So there's again, here's this. If you want to go over and read this, pause it and look at it real quick. I'll give you a second. And there you go. All right, so now what we're going to move on to is what got left out. This one is, in that particular image I just showed, actually is one of the things under the what we want category, and that's what we're getting, actually. This is the Horadric Sanctum, or they call it Horadric Legacy in the Google translated, mind you, part of the Chinese patch notes. Ivan Fod's Sanctum, the Horadric Sanctum, whatever you want to call it, here it is. The place where we can set the nodes and everything else as far as like our secondaries and whatever else is what we really pump into a lot with this. And the nice thing is, this is something that's finally happening. And again, for those of us at the very beginning of the game who put points into the life and damage nodes, which I didn't really do too terribly much. I kind of, well, I sort of did. But I'm actually content with it. However, if they're treating this as a Paragon system to where we can refresh this as many, or reset it as many times as we want, this is going to be a big deal, because you can kind of, you know, focus on, say, oh, I'm going to go into this, I'm going to go into PvP, I want to focus more on this, so I'm going to dump all my points into this stuff and see how that goes, and play around with it. So if we have that option to do so, that's going to be great too. I feel like it is going to be exactly like the Paragon system that we have now, to where we can refresh it at any time we want and be done with it. So yeah, that one got left out in the global patch notes for whatever reason, and I have no idea why, other than the usual that Blizzard handles, and they just omit stuff and leave it out because of a translation issue. Which is sad, but it's been that way since day one, and I don't know why they haven't gotten any better. It just shows the lack of, I don't know, business etiquette, I honestly feel. But anyway, so there's that one. Now, another big one, before I forget, and I know it's a little late to the party on this one, but it's kind of, I'm on the fence about how relevant it is and how actually it's going to happen or not. As you can see, the timer here, we're fastly approaching the maintenance and the update coming here, but this was from the previous patch notes on the Chinese server, the Chinese notes from August. And I'm only bringing that up because there was a post on Reddit. Where are we at here? Legend, where are we at? Towers. Here we go, right here. This little note here. Now on Reddit, there was a post, and it was from the global patch notes actually in August as well. They brought up saying, oh, the tower season's going to come to an end abruptly soon here, and, you know, we'll let you know when that's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. This was in the patch notes of the Chinese notes at the time when global released. This one actually has a date attached to it. This was not the most recent Chinese patch notes, by the way. This is the one before. And September 12th, a new version of the Towers of Disaster, Accursed Towers, this is roughly Google translated, of course, will be launched, and a new season will start immediately. The existing season will end after maintenance, and the unclaimed rewards from the previous season will be distributed to email. So basically what that means is, get in here, get your chests as fast as possible, because you won't be able to get that through the email. You'll get the experience and gold, but you won't get whatever's in the chest. So I already ran these. I got my legendary crest out of them, and I'm done with it. So I'm like, all right, I'm good. Now, my biggest gripe about the Accursed Towers is I'd rather these be like individual instances, because when you have other people that are already in there, those spires that you need to activate while you're in there to remove the curse so you can actually damage the mobs takes up they don't respawn fast enough, I feel. But I mean, granted, that's because they're going like, well, it'd be too, if they respawn too fast, it would make it too easy. So yeah, I get it, but it does kind of suck when you're trying to do it individually at whenever's convenient for you. Yeah, well, I mean, granted, it is better to do in parties because you can rack that stuff up a little bit faster and get some party gems in the process, but I really wish they'd have more instances of this to be able to do, so that way if somebody's already in there and you happen to go in there saying, oh, I need to knock this out, let me go now, then you can do that whenever you want. That's what I would like to see changed with this myself personally. But anyway, take that for what you will. Take this for a grain of salt, I suppose. But yeah, if it's gonna end, then try to get your towers in. I know this is last minute warning kind of thing. I'm sorry, but I don't even know if this is like 100% yet either, because again, this is Chinese notes compared to the global. The global didn't mention it at all, but I feel like honestly they probably dropped the ball on that one and left this out, and that's not a good thing. So anyway, there's that one. One other thing too, which was really a big deal, honestly. This was a event that's going to happen, I think, on the Chinese servers only, and it's a little upsetting because, and let me know in the comments if you found this in the global notes by chance, if I missed it, for those of you that really, you know, went through it with a fine-tooth comb, because the time span on this event that they have listed here, I didn't see matching anything else on the global notes at all. So I feel like this is a Chinese server event only, which sucks, but it is what it is, and I just wanted to kind of put this out here because it's like, look what we're missing out on. This is a way that you split the communities. You can't do this kind of thing. Honestly, all these events that they've gotten a lot of fun, decent events over in the Chinese servers, and we have not on global. And I feel, like I said, that's a way you split the gaming communities. That's not good. That's just a terrible way about going about it. But anyway, let's read this one to see what they're getting, I think, because I don't know if we are. If we are, that would be awesome. And I really like to see this make its way to us, but I'm not holding my breath. But this is what they're getting from September 12th to October 8th. During the Legendary Treasure event, all players can quickly challenge again after clearing the Immortal Secret Realm. So it sounds like some form of a rift. I'm gathering it might be, I don't know. Adventurers who participate in the event have a chance to gain get a 5-star legendary gem of their choice. With a minimum of 120 eternal stones. So it sounds like eternal orbs. And I don't know if it's a, you know, pay to win event kind of thing or what have you, but take that for what it is, whatever it is. But after completing 10 explorations, they will receive a 60-day limited time item, the secret portal device that you can use in any safe zone. I hate these like time gated items that will disappear after so long. That's just really dumb, but it sounds like a one-time use anyway. So yeah, after you get the portal, you can go and do a fast clear. It will take you direct to the Guardian. So again, it sounds like basically an Elder Rift, and you go and fight the Guardian at the end, and then it's just a faster way of getting legendary gems out of it. But still, adventurers who participate in this event have a chance to get a 5-star legendary gem. Granted, there's still more RNG involved, but hey, this event is better than nothing. We did get the Mirror Jewel event, but we didn't get anything like this. So yeah, and at the top it also says legendary treasure chest Wolf Hearts, which is the new legendary 5-star gem, the Wolf Heart. So that's crazy. That's honestly crazy. And the fact that we're not getting it is, I don't know, it feels like a lost opportunity. But anyway, there's that one. So we've covered the Accursed Tower changes possibly happening very, very soon. So try and get your chest as fast as you can. The Horadric Sanctum change is on the way, and that got omitted from the global patch notes, but I'm happy to see that that's going to be, and a lot of us have been asking for that for a while, so that's going to be a definite plus. And let's just end on some funny haha notes here. This one right here. What do we want? Fix lag! What do we get? 9,999 Wisp Cap! That's pretty crazy, honestly, the whole Wisp Cap thing, but this is pretty, I thought this was funny. But it's true. It's sad but true, but it's also very funny how they portrayed this here. It's so true, and that one is holding a torch. So, you know, pitchforks and torches and all the rabble that the community was going off about the past couple days now. I waited to put anything out myself personally because I just kind of wanted to let the fires die down a little bit, just a little bit, and people to kind of, you know, tone it down a little bit. I didn't want to do like the other ones that had already done like there were multiple thumbnails of all the same thing where they're like, oh, more like a minor update, and it's like, okay, you know. So I honestly didn't want to just add to it, and I wanted to give us something a little bit more substantial and take things at more of a face value civil discussion, so to speak, on the whole matter. And yeah, again, like I said, I'm in the same boat with certain things, with a lot of, you know, from the day one players and whatever else. Yeah, there's a lot of things that still obviously need to be improved, but will we ever see that? We don't know. But there are some things on the way I'm looking forward to. Like I said, the story, I'm fine. I'm in the boat of that. I'm in the boat of I enjoy the lore, I enjoy the story. I want to see how that's going to progress, how they're going to go with it, honestly, because again, I've played every single game of Diablo, and I know all the backstory and everything else, but this one's kind of interesting how they've kind of done it so far in between, since this is a 30-year span in between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 is what Diablo Immortal falls into. For those of you who do not know, that's what it is. So I am curious to see how this is going to progress. So anyway. All right, well, there you go. I just want to touch base with some of these things. Again, I'll put the global patch notes down if you haven't read them already, which I know possibly a lot of you have, but I don't want to make that kind of assumption. So I'm going to leave them there for you guys to read on your own time, so that way you can kind of skip ahead and not hear me rant too much anyway, of course. But until next time, stay safe out there in the real world and fire, you guys. Take care of yourselves as best you can, as always. Until next time, see you on the other side of the maintenance, and we'll start to pick apart what we like and what we don't, as per usual, as what we always do. Until next time, see ya.